it how your teachers, you can say, and teacher trainers, but also trainees, like it to see each other and to first to speak about their family affairs, but then turn to speak about what history not what history means for them, because that's far too abstract, but how they coped with difficult subjects, or how you catch students involved in learning about the start of civil society, the start of civics, how difficult it can be to confront students with the past. You have, like all countries, a difficult past. And you speak more about the glorious past. We were a nation between 1918 till 1939, and then that stupid Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact came. Well, I just come from Poland, and there they hate it as well, and it is right that they hate it. And I, for example, learned from how it was perceived here that I should taught it differently to my teacher trainees at university, that they should put emphasis on it. And why is that so? Because Europe is now one. And we feel that more than in the past, and that is what the teachers, sometimes they feel quite isolated. They say that they feel a bit isolated in the Nordic part. They also feel superior, because they have a large territory, it's not so crowded. I come from the Netherlands, you know, now. We are smaller than you are, and we have nearly 80 million inhabitants, so that's different. So what I experience here is the space and how your teachers have time in summer school to walk, to see a part of the environment and integrate that with where they live and talk about that. So then you have what we call presenting the past in the present. And that is good, and that is what also should be done in class, and that they find sometimes different, but you see them. Well, I don't understand Estonian, that's a pity. It's an excellent language, so superior, but it sounds happy in my ears with the ass and the ass, but it is difficult. You see them discussing with each other, and I think it's essential for teachers not to be in their own school, mastering their subject, falling back to the way you taught it last year, but integrate the new things the new facts of the today's world, but also integrating what others do and know, that you can discuss how do we teach the subject of refugees now. Do we say, oh, I feel sorry for them, but there's no place here. We could also say, hey, is this the first time that it happens? And then one can say, oh, but in my city they integrate well, or oh, I have a Russian husband, for me that's normal. And then a discussion starts, and discussion means thinking. And when you only think in your head, you don't express it, you don't come much further. And that's one of the big advantages of your summer school, that you have really the time walking in the countryside, looking at the beautiful around 1900 built houses with a rich past, either of rich Estonian farmers or of Livonian knights or Germans who were very manifest still in your country, in your culture. It is talked over, and they have time to discuss the other things in between. You have more time, for example, than we have in the Netherlands. We have many congresses, but short, because people want to have weekend, or well, there's no money or no time to do it in 3 days. And the good thing here is that you have a twofold aim. You let all teachers see more specific what part of the country, you let them get familiar with it, with its history, with its wisdom, with its problems also. And they are together to talk not only about a nice holiday, a nice family, but also about what connects them, how they teach history, and how they cope with the curriculum. What are the difficult parts? How should you deal with that? Where should you put emphasis on? What is important for the exams? Are you a slave of your exams because you must get high marks? That's what the headmaster wants, what the parents want. But also you have your feeling, I want to let them, to make them young people who have the right to vote and use the right to vote in the right way by knowing things, by basing their opinion on facts and not only on what I hear or what I read in my own circle or Twitter.